Garage Idiots proudly presents our new nitro gloves.
Versus compressed air.
That was actually, these are good. That was incredible. Had a bunch of coffee this morning. I'm feeling pretty good. On the list, I got to do all these. Not going to show you a ton of that because it's boring, right? But we got those primed last night. I got to do some high build primer and then sand them, and then we got to make them matte black. But what we're going to be doing today in between that, which is mostly going to be what this video is about, trying to make a bumper thing for the LS Chevy Colorado. I forgot what they're called. Tell me in the comments. You know the bumpers that are like flush to here? I think like roll pan. It's a name that doesn't make sense to me, but it's a bumper that instead of being out here, it's flush with the body. You may or may not remember this thing because I really haven't done much with it after I bought it. As you may or may not recall, we have the hood rat exhaust dump and open. You pump that, press this, it opens. To shut it, you release the air. This is a cammed 5.3 liter. Mwah! 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 Get you some. I don't even know how this bumper is attached. That's gonna suck a lot to make all that in a day. All right, let's get to it. I'd like to assume that most of you are smarter than me, but in case you're not, I learned through talking with the shop neighbor Adrian that roll pans were originally used or developed for the off-roading scene. So when they're going up a steep hill, that bumper sticking out an extra 6 inches or whatever it is didn't scrape when they were at a steep incline. At some point in the 90s, the lowrider truck scene adopted the idea because it looks sweet. So in case you didn't know that, now you do. If you've been on the channel for any amount of time, I try not to buy anything. I try to use as much as I can that I have laying around the shop. And so we want to put a bar straight across from side to side just to retain some amount of strength and keep the dimensions while we're working with it. And luckily, one of the old Jeep door bars happened to be exactly the length that we need. What I'm thinking basically, so this goes on like that. We're gonna lop it right here. This is about the flush line with the bottom of the tailgate here. I put this here, one, just to keep the dimensions where they are. I wanted something kind of close to this line so that then I can just weld little tabs on here to attach the piece of metal. Now, I only have one piece of sheet metal that is not rusty. So we're gonna see what this measures and then see if that, that one piece of sheet metal is gonna fit or if we have to spend hours sanding rust off of other pieces. Almost 55 and a half on the dot. Go take a look and see what this measures. 57. So we have 2 inches to screw up. Height that we're gonna need with the swoosh For those unfamiliar, the scientific term used by idiots for curve is swoosh, as in the bumper needs to swoosh. It is approximately 9 inches, and this thing is 20. So we could screw this up once and still be good. So that's fantastic news. Time to cut stuff. Okay, I by no means am an expert on this machine at all, but I'm gonna explain to you guys how it works in case you're curious. I didn't know for the longest time. I thought this just curved the metal, but what this actually does is stretches the metal. And that's how you get the curve. So these dies have different radius. This is the most aggressive one I have, and we want to work this really slow. So we're not using this one. This one's basically flat. That looks pretty aggressive. So we're probably gonna wanna do that one. This is like 300 bucks. If you guys are at all interested in like metalworking, this is a pretty cool entry level thing. There are a lot of other tools that one can purchase. I learned that the hard way, but you can do quite a bit of cool things with this. You make fender flares really easily. You just cut out the like the radius of the flare that you want and the width that you want, and then you just run it through accordingly, and it'll just curve it a little bit. It's pretty nice. We did use this on the bug fenders because those are widened 3 inches. Didn't do it entirely with this, but it definitely did come in handy. Now that you kind of have a rundown on this, we're gonna start shaping that. As I said previously, I don't have a lot of experience with the English wheel or metalworking whatsoever. So due to my lack of experience, I thought it'd be a better idea to create a skeleton behind it so that the curved piece that I made has something to attach to, and I can make sure that the shape I wanted stays true throughout the process. Also, I figured this would be better than putting tabs right in the center because, as we've learned in the past, heat will warp the metal. So if we can keep the heat on the sides of it and not right in the center, we should have a smoother result. But this will just make sure that throughout all the mistakes that I will end up making, at least the shape of the bumper will stay pretty flush and uniform to what we originally planned on. Got that line pretty close. Push it up a little bit because these are all supposed to be just slightly behind. And this one's I'm pretty happy with that one. This one will probably just tuck up a little bit, and then we're gonna weld a couple supports. We got just barely enough of this thick stuff left. So do one from here to there, and then we're just gonna stack that skinnier rod just all the way through here and spider web it. So this is less flimsy. And then we'll pop it off, pop that on, see how bad of a job I did. Look guys, I don't wanna oversell these, but I've been wearing this pair for 4 hours now. My hands probably smell like feet, but I even, yeah, right there where a weld spatter got on it. Nitro, when it burns, smells, don't do it. Don't smell it. It's the worst. But in all honesty, guys, we've been getting a ton of samples of these, and the ones that we order, the ones I'm wearing, are by far the best. So go to the website if you're interested. Just so you guys know, the shipping for the 3-pack is like maybe 30 cents more than shipping for just ordering one. So you'll save some more money there alongside the discount for ordering 3 at a time. Go grab a couple boxes, let us know what you think, and try to avoid lighting these on fire because it smells worse than anything you've ever smelled in your life. Okay, so one of the things that I pride myself about this channel is I show you guys all of my mistakes because it's almost impossible to hide them. So as you will notice, the piece of metal right here looks pretty straight, and then as we go this way, it starts to schloop way up. Schloop, a word used by idiots to describe a line that is not level, as in this line schloops. Now, 2 possibilities happen. I think I know which is what. Pretty confident that my line was extremely straight. And I lined it up in the middle. As you can see over here is a little tipped up too. So I am confident the line was straight. However, it could have been off. Is it off that much? I don't think so. What I think happened is through moving the metal through the English wheel, as it stretched, it got a little funky. Originally, I wasn't planning on making the skeleton, but now that the skeleton is here, I am super confident that we could just take that piece of metal and just put it on here and use all these to clamp it down. In all honesty, we might have a better look. You still hot? Yes, you're still hot. This doesn't look bad by any means. There's a little bit of like kind of odd bubbling from me putting it through the wheel. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab that with this still on here. I'm gonna clamp it and see if it contours well. And if it contours well, cut this off and I'm gonna put that on there and we'll pretend like I did a great job using the English wheel. It immediately started to crease. So I did something right. I'm gonna trim all this off, get it flush. I'll fit it on the truck, and then if all is good, I'll add some more tacks. One thing I haven't decided yet, obviously a license plate would go somewhere about right here, and I haven't decided if I just want to drill 2 holes and put some nuts on the backside for license plate, or if I want to waste a tremendous amount of my time and cut this out and like bevel it in and make it look like a real one. So I really don't know yet, but we'll start with just seeing if it looks like absolute trash or not. So that's not half bad, but underneath where it was wavy and I didn't put another bar to attach it to, you can see down here, it's kind of like right there, it schloops, and right kind of in here, it schloops a little bit. This side looks pretty killer, but we gotta see if we can work out that schloop. Another teaching moment in the don't do what I do as I say thing. So when you stretch the metal, which is what the English wheel does, all the extra metal builds up on the end and you'll get kind of this bacony looking thing. Right here, see how that's sticking up? And then if I hammer it, the bubble just moves over to here, right? And then it moves back to here. So that's because all this stretched and then all that stretching moves to the edge. And so what you're supposed to do at this point is use a metal shrinker. Basically, it's got two pieces on top, 2 pieces on bottom. They come together, and when they come together, they go like this. So it comes down. As it comes down, it's pinching the metal together and it shrinks it. That's what we should be using for here, but we don't. So what I did is I made 2 little relief cuts that kind of alleviated that oomph, and then voila. Is this the right way to do it? No. Do I care? No. Is it gonna look great once I put some primer on it? Yeah. Looks like we only need to make 1 relief cut here, but at least this whole bottom will be one semi-even playing field. Like it still schloops right there a little bit, but it also kind of does on that corner, so it almost looks like I did that on purpose. I'm pretty all right with that. Nice, that's pretty I'm okay with that. Well, let me go grab Dennis, we'll see what he thinks. He is the #1 person to critique basically anything I do.
Right now, I'm in blue jeans.
I'll just film your goofy face instead.
Hey, way better.
Yes, no.
Are you gonna do the chits out in the back?
I don't know.
Like right there?
I don't even know.
Body line, eh?
Shut up. Good, speak your mind. I know you're waiting to say it.
I like it.
You're full.
Swear to God. I like it. I do like it. Look, makes it look clean.
All right.
I don't know about the welds.
But shut up. There it is.
Is it open?
No. Don't break the handle.
Oh my
No.
God.
Where is it? It's just on the tidbits.
Uh-oh.
What if we just pull it until it makes its own way?
I mean, it's already bent. No, it's, wait. Because you're gonna chip the pan off of it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Shut up, Cody.
This is why they call you garage.
I call me garage idiots, so they don't. Yeah, it's definitely the sides and the center.
Actually, you just gotta notch out these a little bit because you can see how the body line.
Yeah.
The crib right here that pulls out. And just see that body line right there?
Yeah.
Sides.
I didn't think about that affecting tailgate openage.
Science.
No, just weld the tailgate shut for a full seamless look, and then we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you can do that.
Releasing your inner cholo. What's this little gauge in here for?
I think that's oil pressure.
You don't need that.
What would you know about needing oil pressure?
Nothing.
You never keep a car.
No, yeah, he's blowing up on cars.
Who?
You.
I haven't blown up one car.
22 RTE.
That was already pre-blown.
And then I have Ron not gonna look at it.
Yeah, right, dude. 22 RET. That ain't gonna blow up ever.
It did blow up.
It blow up, but it'll still run.
I want to run through this with you real quick. We'll show you the final results on the truck. We'll get you out of here. First on the list, Jeep shirts are back on the website. Now, these shirts are not your average shirts. They are of higher quality and they are fitted, so they run a little small. So if you're on the border of a shirt size, I'd recommend going up. Those are on the website along with the other shirts that we still have. Now, I want to talk about the gloves because at first presentation, I didn't want to come across as a salesman, like, oh, there's something else for him to sell us and make money. No, shush. I've basically been using these gloves for the last 3 years. In a nutshell, reached out to the manufacturer like, hey, I like these gloves. Can you make them black? And how many of these do we have to purchase to get a good deal so we can pass along that discount to our guys? Manny bought a box of gloves a couple weeks back. It was like $30-something, and the gloves are okay. In regards to that, if you buy one pack of gloves on the website, it's 20 bucks. And then by the time you pay shipping, it's like 28-ish. And that doesn't make me feel great because the point of this was gloves that don't suck for a good price. So the 3-pack is $49 and that ends up being about $16 a box. There is a 10-pack option, which is about $12 a box. So either bundle with a friend, get some friends involved, or if you're a mechanic as a job, you're gonna burn through those. I burn through doing hydro dipping about 1,000 gloves probably every three to 4 months, which is a lot. So when I'm hydro dipping, I have about a 30-second window after I spray the activator. And I'm putting a pair of gloves on every 2 minutes. Probably per box, there was about 15 gloves per box that would rip right when I put them on, and that really made me mad. And we finally found this brand a couple years back, reached out to them, boom, bang, pow. Now we have our gloves that don't suck, right? That sparked a whole train of thought. We've spent thousands of dollars over the years buying all these shop supplies and materials and consumables, and half of them sucked. And so we were thinking, okay, we have good gloves. What if we did that same train of thought with everything else we have in here? Good shop towels, good microfibers, cut-off wheels, ear protection, eye protection, Sawzall blades, soaps that we use to get oil and crap off our hands. All this stuff that we've been accidentally testing, basically. What if we reached out to all these suppliers and we tell them what we want to do, and we do the same thing we did with the gloves, and we pass along quality and a price to you guys that we're proud of? And that's why I put the Hydro Dip stuff up on the website, because I'm proud of that stuff, okay? I'm proud of the shirts, proud of these gloves, proud of all these other products we're about to introduce. Now, we have to make more content to make more money, but we need more money to make more content. I hate talking about it, but it's the reality of it, and I'm kind of tired of just doing what we're doing, and I'm ready to go. Okay, so gloves was step one, and then we can have a stable budget every month, and then we can crank. But we have to get over this hurdle right now. So that's what all this is about, and I just wanted to explain my thoughts. So I didn't come across as a slimy salesman, because we all hate those. Thank you for listening. By the way, now I will show you the results. This took me way longer than I thought, but I'm actually really happy with it. Now, something else to mention, that's just primer. See all the kind of the wavy bits up top? We're gonna work all that out, but I wanted to show you guys the results, and painting that's gonna take another couple of days between dry times and such what. So, also, for that being primer, this epoxy primer from Tamco is absolutely ridiculous. It is great stuff, and without saying it's as tough as powder coat, it's one of the best paints you can get. Still not thrilled about the little schloops at the bottom, but I honestly think that's part of that bumper structure, and it kind of is what it is, and it's almost uniform on both sides. And so I'm okay with it. And we saved $200 doing this. We just spent my time, which I don't know what my time is worth, but apparently 3 days is worth $200. That's depressing. Tailgate opens without hitting any part of it. We got all this ground down on the sides here. You could see where the paint chipped. So luckily I painted some parts for Mina a while back, and it was a black Chevy truck, and I'm pretty sure this is the same black Chevy truck, so we can paint this, and then we'll use that color for this, and we'll get it all to match, and we'll touch all that nonsense up. Body lines are not look at that, dude. That's freaking primer. That's crazy. But yeah, all this stuff from hammering and grinding and welding, we're gonna get all that out, but this primer is just like a really, really good sealer from rust. So we got the back side of it all sprayed, and so we're looking pretty good. If you're far enough away and you cannot see my imperfections, it looks factory-esque. I mean, that's pretty decent. If I didn't have the abilities to paint, I'd probably just leave that primer on there, because that looks pretty dang close. Next on the agenda for this guy, okay, we have a while ago, if you recall, so the turbo on the Bug and the one that was going to be on the Jeep, I bought a twin turbo kit for an LS. So somewhere, I think it's in here. We have a manifold and a wastegate. The other manifold we're gonna not use. Need intercooler piping, intercooler injectors. I gotta tap the oil pan, and then we gotta pick a turbo. This thing's brand new, but I gotta gotta fill that hole. That's the turbo that was given to us off of a Cummins, and that is the little tiny turbo that was on the Bug. So what I'd like to do is send the 67 mil Precision, that it's the same one that's on the Bug, send that off to Precision, get it rebuilt, put that on here. Be small enough, we should get a really quick spool from it, but it will be big enough to make, you know, 5-ish, and we'll start there and kind of just feel the truck out. This does have a 4L60 transmission. You guys are Chevy guys at all, you know those transmissions suck. It's just got this cool little shifter that makes it look like it's fancy, but it's not. These have been in here this whole time. Now I can smell good again. See, originally I wanted to do a bed mount turbo. Got some buddies on the internet that have one, and it shoots right out. The exhaust shoots right out the center of the tailgate, and it's sick. But I don't want to steal their thunder. Boosting Bad Habits is their YouTube channel, and it's freaking cool. So I think we're just gonna start with the nice manifold up here, and we'll just get this going quick. We don't need a ton of stuff, but we do need, you know, about $1,000 plus or minus. So we'll get there when we get there. Dennis is back in town, so we're gonna keep plugging away on the Jeep and get that going. Let me know what you guys think we need to do to this next. Aside from me just learning how to drive it, we do need to do some things to get it into the 9s. And before you know it, we're gonna touch back on the Civic Colorado out back. We have this 5.3 we're gonna put in it, but we need, gotta sell some gloves, gotta sell some shirts to make all this happen. So I'm banking on you guys supporting us, and I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching today's madness, and we'll see you next week.